A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. So once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton, speaking to you all from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, of course, I was watching, I think it's Good Morning British. Any case, I was watching Piers Morgan from England. And he had those people, they call him vegans, that doesn't eat meat. Sorry if I'm spelling the word wrong. And they're against eating of meat. But I just want to comment on one thing. Right now, in the next video, I promise I will look exactly in the scriptures where the texts are to find it. Because right now I have a Bible and it's missing a lot of pages, unfortunately. And I think I cannot go to the specific text to get the text to read it, the Bible verse to read it to you. But in past reading of the Bible, I have read it and I know the text. So I'll deal with one specific text. I'm dealing with a fish. I think it's in the book of, not the book of Genesis, I think it's in the book of, not Exodus, I think it's in Leviticus, Numbers, or Deuteronomy, you'll find it there. But if you all want to take the time, the concerted effort, and do that diligent research, you all will find the text. I hope I could have found it right away and give you all chapter and verse to spare you all that extra effort so you all could go straight to the text. But unfortunately, when I get a new Bible, I'll get the text and I will record a next video dealing not only with the fish but with other animals. And in that video, I'll maintain that specific text that I didn't mention in this video. So please bear with me. Please bear with me with that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, boys and girls all over the world, and to you, Piers Morgan, my British friend and colleagues, I am recording this video to comment of what I heard from your invited guests on your program, the things they were saying, because I was listening to what they were saying. I cannot recall accurately everything that they said, but especially on the animals, I could recall a little bit of the information. So let me deal with that. God in the scriptures that I said I remember that I read it. God say, he told the children of Israel, because remember God created all the animals and he created fish. And God told the children of Israel, but that also be for the mankind too, that they was only allowed to eat fish that is in the salt water. Only fish in the salt water that have scales is allowed to eat. Another fish in the salt water, which is the sea, that do not have fins and scales, they are not. But I think all fish have fins. But in any case, the main thing is scales. Fish that have no scale is not allowed to eat. And in the fresh water, fish that have no scale is not allowed to eat. So fish in the seawater, salt water, that have no scale is not allowed to eat. Fish in the fresh water that have no scale is not allowed to eat. But fish in the salt water, which is the sea, that have scale is allowed to eat. You could eat these fish that have scale in the saltwater sea, and fish that have scale that we scrape up from the fish in the fresh water is allowed to eat. I can't remember if it mentioned fins, but I think all fish have fins on. That the thing with this cut off at the side and in the tail. I wonder if some fish do not have fins, but I will check on that. But far as I know, all of them have fins. In any case, I will check on that. So let us focus on the more scale and the scale. So fish in the salt water, once again, that have scale is allowed to eat. Fish in the fresh water that have scale is allowed to eat. Now, God who created this fish know everything about the fish. We human beings did not create the fish, so we do not know everything about the fish. So when God created fish, He tell the children of Israel to eat fish with only scale in the salt water and the fresh water. He give them that commandment because He is God. So God wants us only to eat fish with scale in the salt water and in the fresh water. Is the world practicing that law? No, because people is eating all kind of fish in the sea. They eating fish that have scale and fish that do not have scale. In the fresh water, people are eating fish with scale and fish without scale because they're ignorant of what the Bible teach. So to all my Vegas friends, not only in England, Britain, the UK, the United Kingdom, and all over the world, I want you all to know that, and you all can check it out in the Bible for all yourself. I'm not making up this. Now, on God is the highest authority. Well, if you all see God is the highest authority, whether you all don't see Him as the highest authority, He's the highest because He's the creator. He created the angels, the universe, and everything. And He made the fish and all the animals. And if He tell human beings only to eat fish with scale, then He have a reason for telling us that. Now, if we eat fish without scale, then we're going against what God say. Huh? Right. So if a person still read the text in the Bible where God say we need to eat fish with scale in the fresh water and in the sea water, and he says, God say so? Well, me am following God. I will eat both. I will eat the fish in the sea that have scale, and I will eat the fish in the fresh water that have scale. I will eat the fish in the sea that have no scales, and I eat the fish in the salt water, in the fresh water that have no scale, and I will eat the fish in the salt water that have no scale, and then I will eat the fish in the fresh water that have no scale. So eating all the fish in the sea, then that person is going against what God say. And in spite of going against what God say, that man or that woman, both that man and woman is not bigger than God. On. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. So not everybody is following that law, in spite it is in the Bible. And some people will say, I am hungry at the time. I know it written say, I know God says so, but at the time, I'm not seeing God sending fish from the air for me to eat. I have to throw my hook, and this is the only fish for I to eat to survive. So I'll eat the fish with the scale. Anyone come up with scale and without scale, I will eat, whether he by the salt or fresh water. And that's the kind of reasoning people this thing too. So I'm mentioning all that as part of the mix. But the reality, what I'm pointing you all, that these things are written in the scriptures by God to the children of Israel and to mankind. But these laws not only prefer to the children of Israel. God gave that laws to the children of Israel because they are His chosen people. But these laws prefer to the whole of mankind also too, because the Bible is for everybody. So whosoever have the Bible and they read in the Bible, fish in the salt water with scale is good to eat, and fish in the fresh water with scale is good to eat. He have to follow that law. And whether the Aborigines in Australia have the Bible and they read, fish in the sea water, fish in the salt water that have scale is good to eat, and fish in the fresh water that have scale to eat is good to eat, and fish in the salt water that have no scale is not good to eat. He opposed to eat that. And scale in the fresh water that have no scale, he shouldn't eat that. If the Aborigines or any of the tribes down in Brazil or Guatemala, First Nation people, Aborigines people, read that, they're supposed to follow that. Read that in the Bible, they're supposed to follow it the same way, because the Bible is for the whole of mankind, not only to the Jewish people or to the children of Israel. You all understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Right. But we know everybody is not following that law. And a lot of people is ignorant and doesn't even know the Bible says so. But what I have to teach you all, ladies and gentlemen, those who say eating meat is wrong, they have it wrong. God tell us we could eat meat because God created fish for us to eat, and He tell us to eat fish in the sea that have scale, and fish in the salt water, and fish in the fresh water that have scale to eat. But these vegans and them who say eating meat is wrong, they trying to say when we kill the fish and eat it, we are doing an injustice to the fish. That's because the fish just feel pain as me and you, we murdering the fish. You see the audacity they have, they misunderstand. God put fish in the sea for us to get food, but He tell us which fish to eat and which fish not to eat. He put fish in the sea for mankind to eat, but He tell us which fish to eat with the scale in the fresh water and fish in the salt water with scale to eat. But these Vegas people, or Vega is or whatever, who say eating fish, we are killing the fish because the fish just feel pain as we. They have it wrong. They misunderstand. God put the fish in the sea, and as the fish multiply with one another, having sex and multiplying, hey, let me tell you something. The sea have trillions and trillions and trillions of fish, because one fish, when the next male fish impregnate the female fish, one fish, I had see it on documentary, so let me share it with you all. One fish is produce sometimes 5,000 eggs, 300 eggs, like different species of fish, they produce different numbers of eggs. This specific fish producing 5,000 eggs, and next one, when they get pregnant, it producing 2,000 eggs. So you see, the sea always populated with fish, and it have enough fish for people to eat in the sea for the whole of mankind. But unfortunately, it have people dying in Africa of malnutrition, and they can't even get one fish to eat. Unfortunately, you see, then it have the fish have billions and trillions of fish for everybody to eat fish every day. Yet still some people can't even see a fish to eat, ladies and gentlemen, because the level of poverty there is. In Africa and other countries, people have to catch fish and bring it for them to eat, because they have no river and no sea close by to fish, and they have no dam close by to fish. You see, some people in these certain places in Africa, in certain states, I mean in all states in Africa, it have dam and rivers for people to fish and catch fish. But I mean in certain communities now the river is far for them to go and catch fish, and that dam for them to go and catch fish is far. And this by the sea is, and some African countries are no sea, is landlocked borders, so they are no sea. Oh Lord, you understand? But in this video, I will deal specifically with the fish. And from time to time, I will deal with the specific animals and different animals that the Bible mentioned to eat and the Bible mentioned not to eat. People are ignorant of these things, what the Bible teaches, or what God told the children of Israel, or no. And people are eating all sorts of things today. All sorts of things today. Yes. So I want to tell that guy, when we catch a fish with the scale in the fresh water and the salt water to eat, we are not committing no sin. It's true the fish is a living animal, but God give us the authority to hold the fish alive and to kill the fish. God, when we hold the fish with the hook and we cut off the neck, we are doing the fish nothing. And we open up the belly and take out the guts, we are doing nothing, my brother. We fry the fish with nice oil and eat it. Yes, we're not doing nothing, because God gave mankind the authority to do that. He told the children of Israel to kill the fish in to hold the fish in the sea, whether you hold them with a hook or through a net and bring them in alive like the chola and start cutting them up with the knife. We're not doing anything wrong. It's true when we're cutting up the fish with the scale in the salt water, in the fresh water, of course they feel in pain, but God gave us that authority to do that. And the one who created the fish give us that authority to do that. So we're not committing no sin. I want you to know that you, Mr. Vegas man, and you, Mr. Vega woman, see we committing a great injustice to the fish, because we wouldn't like no. That's how the fish. That's how we wouldn't like nobody to cut me up with a knife, because we feel in pain. You want to use that example to say that we holding fish and eating fish is a sin. And that's because the fish doesn't want nobody to hold it and cut it up. How we will hold in the knife and cut up the fish, and the fish will feel pain. The same he will use that to say, that's how we don't want nobody to hold us and cut me up like a fish with a knife because we will feel pain. Of course we will feel pain. You are saying that the fish doesn't want nobody to hold the fish doesn't want nobody to hold it and to cut it with a knife. Well, God give us the authority to hold the fish. That He tell us that He give us the authority to eat and to cut him up and to eat him in spite the fish feeling pain. Now you, Mr. Vega man, who is against that? God says so. You think you're bigger than God? With all that talk you're talking to Piers Morgan, you can't stop that because you are creating no fish. Before you didn't even come in your mother womb, God created all the fish in the earth. So you can't stop that, Mr. Man. You can only talk that. You're not bigger than God. He give us the authority to kill the fish and eat it. Yeah. It's true, all fish feel pain. But when we hold them, a lot of them is still alive, jumping out we hand. We leave them there, and sometimes they die naturally because they're not in the water now, they can't swim and they die. But when they're still alive, we hold them and take the knife and cut off the head and cut up and we start chopping them up and putting them up in the basin or the container and we washing out the blood and we scraping out them. Yeah, you just see the fishermen and them doing that when they're selling the fish in the market. Sometimes they have the live fish and taking it out and cutting up and things. You say they do something wrong, they are not doing nothing wrong concerning that because God give us the authority to do that. Because He make the fish and He give us the authority to do that. Yeah, so we are committing no sin by doing that. But you see the fish that God create, that He tell mankind he doesn't want them to eat, like the fish without the scale. When we eat the fish without the scale, yeah, now we're doing something wrong. When we eat the fish in the seawater and in the fresh water that have no scale, when we eat this fish, then we're doing something wrong because God tell us not to eat this fish. You see the difference? You see the difference? That's the difference. A lot of you all are ignorant to that because you will never read the Bible. You won't even know the Bible say that. You always even know the Bible say that one? Yeah. And all the animals that God tell us to eat in the Bible, all of them just feel pain. But Lord God give us the authority to kill them and to eat them. God who created fish give us the authority to do that. When we do that, are we taking advantage of the animals? The answer is no. And all of them just feel pain. And let me end the video by saying, my dear friend, let me remind you, all of you all Vegas, who saying killing animals is wrong, all you have it wrong. Let me teach you all something before I bring this video, the curtain down on this video and I wrap up things in this video. I am sending you all to the Bible where God introduced animal sacrifice for the children of Israel. God, all these animals, who created the animals, before animal sacrifice, before God introduced animal sacrifice amongst mankind, I want to ask all the Vegas, people in the Vega community, who create all the animals? The goat, the sheep, the turtle doves, and the two young pigeons and the bullocks that the children of Israel and the house of Aaron and the high priest who sacrifice to make atonement for the children of Israel. Who create all these animals? Did the moon and the stars create them? No, my Vegas brothers and sisters. It's God who created these animals. Read in the book of Genesis, God created the animals before Adam. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My Vegas brothers and sisters, I want you all to learn this lesson well, and I'm sending you all to another book, but the Holy Scriptures, the Word of God, where all you will learn that lesson very well, from A to Z to 1 to 100. So let us get on with the lesson. God created all the animals before mankind. Don't you know, my Vega brother, that the first person we know that killed an animal in the Bible is God? Read it for yourself. When Adam and Eve sinned, they was naked and they went and hide themselves in the amongst the trees because God come calling unto them. And God kill a lamb and take the skin and clothe Adam and Eve. All they didn't know that because God created them naked, but they didn't know what they was naked. They didn't know they was naked, and they didn't have no shame. Who killed the animal? Hey, a warning all here. God has sent no angels to kill no animal. Yeah? All the thing God tell the archangels Gabriel kill the animal and clothe them. All the thing God tell Michael the archangels or Gabriel kill the, or any of the like holy angels kill the animal and clothe them. God could tell the any of the like holy angels kill a sheep and clothe them for me, but God did not decide to use any of the angels to kill no animals. God himself who create the animals, kill the animal, a lamb and clothe Adam and Eve with the skin. And God create the animal? Yes, he create the animal and kill it. All you're trying to say God do something wrong? God do nothing wrong. And that animal that God create, kill to clothe Adam and Eve, of course, the animal feel pain. Or you think he wasn't feeling pain when God was killing the animal? God was sinning when he do that? The answer is not because he make it. Yeah, go and read it for yourself. Can I go in a little deeper on that? Of course. No. So I show you that in Genesis. I show all of that is in Genesis. Surely that in Genesis. Something kind of slipped my mind. I'm trying to ponder on it carefully. But in any case, if I don't remember it, I'll remember it, and in the next video I will reveal it to you all. But I'll try to remember it before I bring the curtain down on this video. Yes, something I remember. Yes, the animal. Yes, oh yes, I now remember. I now remember, ladies and gentlemen. I know it come back crystal clear to my mind. Come back crystal clear to my mind, right? I'm seeing everything beautifully and crystal clear now in the front of me, of course, internally in my mind, my thinking faculty. How wonderful indeed. All the clouds, the dark clouds have gone away. Huh. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Everything have cleared up now, and I'm seeing brightly and clearly. Right. So follow me very carefully, boys and girls all over the world. Now, yes, I was saying who introduced animal sacrifice to the children of Israel, the house of Abraham. Abraham offered sacrifice. He was killing the animals to do that. Who was offering it up to God? Did Abraham make the animals? No, God made the animal, but God tell him to use the animal to sacrifice it to the Creator God. Was Abraham doing anything to the animals when he killed it and offered it as sacrifice? Was he committing injustice to these animals, to the sheep and to the goat and the bullock? Of course not. That's what you all Vegas brothers and sisters, you all are not Christians, so you all not accepting what the Bible say. You see, all you misunderstand concerning the animals that God create, and you all are ignorant of the text in the Bible that God prescribed for the animals to eat and the animals not to eat. You see, you all doesn't have a general knowledge about which animal to kill and to eat and which animal not to kill and eat. You see, that's the difference. So since you all are ignorant of that, you all want to put all the animals in the same category. No, you all have it wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You all have it wrong. You see, you all have it wrong. Because God didn't put the fish with the scale and the fish without the scale in the two category. He put them in one category, put them in two category. But you all want to put all the animals in one category. See, there you all have it wrong because you all are ignorant of what the Bible teach. And I'm pointing it out from the Bible to you all. But my main key part in this text, before I bring the video in this teaching, this video, before I bring the video down, wrap up things, bring the end to this video. I ask you all the question when God introduced animal sacrifice to the children of Israel, and when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, and it was in the wilderness, they set up the tent, a tent they set up, a tent made out, a temple now made out of cloth and curtain. It is called a temple, but not made out of bricks, stone. They used to pitch it up for a little while, like when they're not traveling, when they're resting in the wilderness, and the priests used to be inside the ministering to the children of Israel. When they're traveling, they dismantle the tent, then pack up everything, and they start moving until they reach the next area. We'll read that in the book of Genesis, Exodus, and other parts of the scriptures. All right. Who is the one? All these animals that the children of that the high priest and the Leviticus priest was sacrificing to make atonement for the children of Israel. Who gave them the authority to do that? My Vega brothers and sisters. Only high priest and the children and the Leviticus priesthood was killing sheep and doves and pigeons and bullocks and goats. Were they doing anything wrong? They were sharing the blood of the animal. God gave them the authority to do that. And every animal that the high priest and the priest and them killed, all these sheep and them, all them sheep and them was feeling pain. All them sheep and animal didn't want to die, but God gave them the authority to kill the animal to share their blood. Well, what all they're trying to say? They was murdering the animals. All they have it wrong, my Vegas brothers. All the high priests and the Leviticus ministers who slaughter every animal, they have commit no murder against any animal. And all the animals was feeling pain. On the cut up the sheep and the bullocks and chop it up and all kind of thing to offer it and burn it up on the altar. All the animal feel pain and all these things. Who gave them the authority to do that? The one who created the animals, which is God himself. Time to learn that facts the hard way, because you all are ignorant to it. And I'm teaching it to you all from the Bible because it is there for all and sundry to see. All these animals was feeling pain. Of course, when the high priest hold the animal, the sheep to kill it, the sheep didn't want to die. The sheep fighting up himself and all these things. But the high priest put the knife on him and cut off his neck, or stab him in the neck and share blood. When they bring the bullock to the high priest or the Leviticus priest to kill the bullock didn't want to die. The priest, he fighting up to get away. The other time with rope and all these things, but they still shove the knife and kill him. The time when the high priest and the Leviticus priest shove the knife inside in the bullock, he feeling pain. All they believe the murder and the animals at that time, they are committing no murder because they get that authority from God who created the animals to do that. Yeah, I was teaching all in this video. But all I want to say, the murdering the animals, they're taking a justice against the animals. Because we human beings, as we feel pain, and the animals as feel pain. So that's because the animals feeling pain, we can't kill them. All you have it wrong, 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 wrong. Because all these animals that the children of Israel and the kill, and the Leviticus priest had killed to make atonement for the children of Israel. All these animals was feeling pain, and none of these animals didn't want it dead. None of these animals didn't want it dead. Yeah, but the high priest and the Leviticus priest and the children of Israel get the authority from God, the one who made these animals, to kill these animals. Now you all, these Vega people who say killing animal is wrong, a lot of you all will say, Eric Braxton, I know you read all what you're saying in the Bible. That is quite true. I read all that in the Bible. So you all are correct at that. I read it in the Bible. You all will tell me that. Fine. Okay, what is the next question now? Oh, you still have a question to you what it is? Okay. You all will also say, Eric Braxton, did all these animals that God created, do he love them? My answer to that is yes, my friend. Boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen across the board, throughout the international community and international landscape, that means to mankind, the human family, wheresoever they are on this earth. Of course, God loves all the animals he created, because in the book of Genesis confirmed that. Behold, everything that he created was very good. So the sheep and the cockroach and the mosquito and all the bullock And the snake, everything you create was very good, including the crocodile that is eat up people and all, was very good. Now, what is the next question? You still have a next question? I am here to answer all your questions, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, concerning this matter. Between eating meat and eating not meat, which animal to eat and which not animal to eat. From the Bible standpoint, I am here to address all these answers. To my Vegas brothers and sisters, whether you all are in Britain, America, France, or Germany, or whether in my own country, Trinidad and Tobago, I am here to address these answers, these questions. But of course, I am only dealing, any case. In these videos, I start off specifically with the fish with scale and fish with scale in the seawater and the freshwater, and fish without scale in the seawater and the freshwater. But in this one, I generalize it, dealing with all animals, with animals, not only with the fish. Okay, and I deal with the sheep and the bullocks and all these things. Okay, no problem. But the most important thing, we are dealing with the animals. Okay, fine. Yes, the question is that I need to answer because you all asked the question. I'm just talking in that manner. You understand? But you all know exactly what I'm telling you all. A lot of you all will say, did God love all these animals that he created, Eric Braxton? Yes, because in Genesis he said, and you all will quote the text for me. Well, quote it for me. I already know the text. Because you could quote the text, I could quote the text. But do you understand the text that you are quoting to me? Well, if you quote the text to me in Genesis where you say, God, behold, everything that God created was good. I know the text. I understand the text. You quote it to me. The point is, do you understand the text? Well, if you understand it just like me, fine. Fine. Actually, my intention is for you to understand it just like me. But not everybody understands it just like me, unfortunately. But they could quote text from the Bible, but the text they quoting they don't understand. Not to say every text they quote they don't understand, but a lot of the text they quote they don't understand. The majority of the text they quote they don't understand. That more apply to the unbelievers, ladies and gentlemen, who are not Christians. But reading Bible, they find argument to Christian to tell them the Bible is a white man book and the Bible is not the words of God. That people, that these kind of people are talking about. Okay, but that is not the topic so much, but I mentioned that. I decide, fine. But we sticking to the main point. We sticking to the main point. But we sticking to the main point. We sticking to the main point. We sticking to the main. We sticking to the main point. But we sticking to the main point. We sticking to the main point, brothers and sisters. We are sticking to the main point. We sticking to the main point. Of course, God loves all the animals that he bring into existence. God loves all the animals that he bring into existence. And spite God love all the animals that he bring into existence, he still tell us which animal to eat and which animal not to eat. A lot of you all will say, Eric Braxton, that is a contradiction. If God love all the animals that he bring into existence, then he will not want to see any of the animals that he love get killed. And he will not tell people to eat the animals that he love. Well, unfortunately, on all your part, that is not true. The very said animals that God love and he create, he tell us we could eat it. And that is all and that be for the animal that he prescribed to eat. Because all the animals that God prescribed for the children of Israel to eat, he love all these animals because he make it. And all the animals that God told the children of Israel not to eat, he love all these animals the same way too because he make all the animals. So let me hear all you now. All you have more questions? All you have more questions for me? All you have more questions for me? I will answer these questions in other videos to come. But in this video, My time is limited, and I do have the luxury time to answer all these questions you all will ask me in this video. So we'll hold up at this juncture. We'll hold up at this juncture. At this junction, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We'll hold up at this junction. Junction, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We'll hold up at this junction, ladies and gentlemen. God love all the animals that He created. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you see all the animals that He prescribed for the children of Israel to, to eat, all of them this feel pain. And God love all of these animals that He tell us He prescribed for the children of Israel to eat. God make them. He give us the authority to eat it. When we kill them and eat them, we not committing no sin. And we not murdering none of these animals that God tell us to eat. Mm-hmm. 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 I want you all to know that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, God killed the first animal to clothe Adam and Eve. I think it was a sheep. All I want to say, God murdered the sheep. How God would murder the sheep when He self made the sheep? Did the sheep God create? That sheep that God created, that He killed and clothed Adam and Eve. Of course, God killed the animals so it feel pain. And if He did send Michael or Gabriel or any of the like old angels to kill that very said sheep or that lamb to clothe Adam and Eve, that animal that feels this pain the same way too. Or they think that was an iron goat or an iron sheep that God killed to clothe Adam and Eve was a flesh and blood sheep, just as any other sheep. He feel pain the same way too. All they want to say God murdered the sheep. God murder no sheep. He created the sheep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All you understanding that now? Mm-hmm. All you don't have that understanding. I'm teaching it all in this video. Because you all are ignorant of what the Bible teach concerning that. And I'm opening up all your eyes to that consciousness, to that awareness, to that understanding what is written in the historical record, the Bible. Mm-hmm. It's God who created the animals and He tell us which animal to eat. So when we eat the animals that God tell us to eat, we not committing nothing wrong, in spite of feeling pain. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. In spite of feeling pain, we not murdering them. Mm-hmm. I talking in the context of eating, but before, eh, but before, I think I should add all that in this video. Only think I should add these other things in this video, or I will discuss it in other videos nicely. So let us add it one time since it come up. Now, in the context of animal cruelty, that is something different. That is something different. Because in this video, we're dealing with killing the animals for human consumption, and God tell us which animal to eat. And all of them just feel pain. But 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 cruelty to the very said animals that God tell us to eat, if we do cruelty to them, that is a sin. Classic example, the fish with the scale, the fish with the scale in the sea, fresh water, that God tell us that is good to eat, right? And the fish in this fresh water that have scale that God tell us that is good to eat. I could tell you how I could take advantage of that, these fishes. I could go in the sea and catch a fish with a scale that God tell me that is good to eat. And I could go in the fresh water and catch fish with a scale that God tell me that I have authority to eat. And I could hold both fish in the fresh water and in the salt water that have fish with scale that God tell me to eat. And take a stick and start beating the fish that are catching the salt water and the fresh water, beating them, throwing them on the ground, pelting them, taking my foot and stamping up on the fish. My intention is not to catch the fish to eat it, but to catch the fish to take advantage of them. That will be animal cruelty because the fish is an animal. So if I doing that to the fish that have scale, that become a sin now. That's the difference. That's a different. That's animal cruelty. That's a sin. Because even self, I catch the fish with a scale in the sea and in the fresh water. But my purpose is not to catch it to eat it. And I'm taking a stick and I'm beating the fish. Why is I beating the fish? The fish is I'm feeling pain. And when I take my foot and I stamp it on the ground, the fish is feeling pain. I take the fish and I pelt it on the tree, and the fish hit the tree and fall on the ground. The fish feel pain. And eventually, by I beating the fish with a stick, taking a stone and hitting the fish feeling pain. Eventually, a lot of the fish that with scale that I catch in the salt water and the fresh water, that I do that advantage and injustice to the fish, in that manner, I have committed sin against the fish's day. Because my main intention was not to catch this fish to eat it. You see, that's a next level. That's animal cruelty. You see? So all these things could be done to animals. You see? That one become a sin. But the said fish, with the scale, if I catch it to eat it, that God tell me that God give me the authority to eat, I not committing no sin. That's the fish with the scale and in the salt water, and the fish with the scale in the fresh water. I catch both of them and I eat them, I are doing nothing wrong. I catch them with the hook and I chop them up, I cut the guts out and fry them, I do nothing wrong. When I throw a net and I pull them in alive, and I start taking my knife and scaling them and cutting off the neck, open up the belly and take out, I do nothing wrong. And I'll be killing the fish still alive, and I take the knife and chop off the fish head. When I kill the fish, I do nothing wrong. God give me the authority to do that, because He created the fish and He tell us we could do that to the fish that He prescribed for us to eat. Now, if any of you all Vega people is against that, then you all will go in against God, eh? Because I tell you who gave us the authority to do that. Not the moon, not the stars, and not the planet Jupiter. The one who created the planet Jupiter and the moon and the stars and the angels and mankind, He gave us the authority to do that. So if all you're going against what God said in the Bible concerning the animals that He tells us to eat, if all you're going against the scriptures, then all you're going against the one, the Creator God who made these animals, and none of you all not bigger than me. Because all they make no fish. And all you could come whole day before Piers Morgan on his show and argue with him that point. You all are bigger than God at no time. Because He make the fish and He give us the authority to eat the fish with the scale in the fresh water and in the salt water. He tell us to do that. All that talk, all the talking in London, in England, all they think all the bigger than the Creator God, the Holy One of Israel. He gave us the authority to do that. And Ole will not change that. Ole Vegas people, all are my brothers and sisters. But this is a misunderstanding on all part. Because Ole doesn't understand what the scriptures say. And I recording this video and teaching all of that. That will be a great eye-opener to you all. Because some of you all might never hear nobody talk about that. Although a lot of preachers is preaching it, but you all are bypassing it and not listening what they are saying. Because all you don't have all your sinister agenda. Seeing all animals, that we shouldn't eat animals. Eating meat is a sin. Eating certain type of meat is a sin. That's the animals that God tells us not to eat. When you eat that is a sin. That is the difference. That is the difference. And all you don't understand that. And it's right in the Bible for everybody to read, every boy and girl to read. You see? You see? Only did not know that. Well, in this video, I deal with the fish. In other videos, I will deal with the pig. Yes, I will deal with the pig. I will deal with the pig. Whether God give us the authority to eat the pig or not to eat the pig. So look out for that video coming all the way soon, and I will deal with the pig. I cannot deal with all the animals. You see how much of them God create, and I cannot deal with all of them specifically, individually in this video. I don't have the luxury time to do that. And you know these videos I have to make it short. So next time I'll deal with the pig. And from the pig we'll go to the sheep, right? Specifically the sheep. And then we'll go to the calf, right? And then after I will bring in the snake. On God created snake too, all of them is animals. I will, you all want to find out if God created snake too. I will deal with it too. What about the frog and the crocodile? Did God tell us to eat these things too? I will deal with that. All the whole on the strain. I'm dealing with each of them coming up the road. Right? 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 You remember God split them in two. The animals to eat and the animals not to eat. So I'll identify, I will try at the best of my ability what is written in the scriptures to name all the animals that God tell us to eat and all the animals God tell us not to eat. I will try to name them and number them from 1, 2, 3 coming on, which to eat and which not to eat. I could show you all that, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So next video I will give the piggy, the piggy. Please help me. The piggy and its young ones, piglets, right? And then we'll go to the other animals gradually. We'll go to the other animals like the frogs, like the cockroach, right? Like the elephant, like the tiger, like the snakes, like the spider, like the worm, if all these things is allowed to be eaten by human beings. Right? So we will deal with that in other videos to come. Yes, we'll deal with that eventually, ladies and gentlemen. Well, boys and girls, it was nice for I sharing this information with you and to teach you all these things. To teach you all these things. To teach you all these things. And you see where I'm getting it from the Holy Bible, yeah? The words of God. Every Braxton not making up anything to come to jump in all your laps. And when I read by the Bible, I will be showing all the exact text in the scriptures where the Bible mentioned the animals eat and not to eat. And you all could go and check it out for yourself in the words of God. So you all will know where to get in it from. Yeah. You all know exactly what to get in it from. Yes. Well. You all know exactly what to get in it from. Well, brothers and sisters, I've given you all quite a bit of information there. You all to check it out for yourself. As I said, you all can make the conservative effort and find the text, things in Deuteronomy and Numbers, only because dealing with the animals that God prescribed to eat and not eat, and read it for yourself, right? But I'll try to find the text and send you all straight to the scriptures and spare you all that extra time that you all gonna look for it. But those who, if I do not, when I post this video to the internet, and while I post this video and all the CD video, all you can check out it and look for it one time, and perhaps you all might find the text before I even buy my Bible, the new Bible, to look for the text, to record a new video, consider to point it out to you all. Right? Right? Yes. Okay. That will be enough that matter. At this time, may God help you all to understand what I've taught you all in this video. But as I said, go to the Bible and read it for yourself, right? And you will see who created the animals, God, and He gave the instruction for you human beings to eat these animals. Yeah, and the animals He prescribed to eat. You all read it for yourself there. And then all you will know that God tells us eating meat is nothing wrong. But He tells us which animals to eat and which animals not to eat. Okay, we'll hold it up for there. In the name of Jesus Christ, name, amen. Shalom, peace. See you all in the next video soon. Bye.